The myth uncovered. In the vast expanse of the Galactic Confederation, countless species coexisted in a delicate balance of power and mutual understanding. Yet among the myriad tales and legends that circulated through the stars, one persistent myth continued to captivate the imagination of scholars and adventurers alike: the legend of humanity. Dr. Zara Vex, a renowned xenorchaeologist from the planet Lumina, had dedicated her career to unraveling the mysteries of extinct civilizations. Her latest obsession: the elusive humans. For cycles she had scored ancient texts, analyzed fragmented data crystals, and explored the farthest reaches of known space in search of concrete evidence of their existence. As Zora's ship, the Starseeker, drifted through the cosmic void, she pored over her latest findings. Holographic displays flickered around her, showcasing star charts, alien scriptures, and artistic renderings of the mythical humans. Her assistant, a sentient AI named HFY, hummed softly in the background. Dr. Vex, HFY's melodious voice broke the silence. "I've completed the analysis of the artifacts recovered from the Zeta Reticuli system." Zara's antenna twitched with excitement. "And the results are inconclusive," HFY replied, a hint of disappointment in her tone. "However, I've detected an anomaly in the data that doesn't match any known civilization in our records." Zara leaned forward, her bioluminescent skin pulsing with intrigue. "Show me." A new hologram materialized before her, displaying a complex series of symbols and equations. As Zara studied the data, her eyes widened. "HFY, this is extraordinary. These mathematical concepts, the elegance of the formulas, they're far beyond anything we've encountered before." "Indeed, Dr. Vex. The level of scientific understanding required to produce such work is unprecedented." Zara's mind raced with possibilities. Could this be the evidence she'd been searching for? HFY, cross-reference this data with all known legends and myths about humans. Look for any correlations, no matter how small. As HFY processed the request, Zara gazed out at the starfield beyond her viewport. The universe was vast and full of wonders, but the idea that an entire species could simply vanish without a trace had always troubled her. If humans had truly existed, what had become of them? "Analysis complete," HFY announced. "I found several intriguing correlations. The mathematical principles in the artifact align with descriptions of human scientific achievements in multiple legends across different star systems." Zara felt a surge of excitement. This could be it, HFY, the breakthrough we've been waiting for. But before she could delve deeper into the findings, a priority transmission cut through their communication channels. The holographic form of Admiral Kraz, a high-ranking official in the Galactic Confederation, materialized in the center of the room. "Dr. Vex," the Admiral's gravelly voice filled the chamber. "Your presence is required immediately at Confederation headquarters. We have a situation that requires your unique expertise." Zara frowned. "Admiral, I'm in the middle of a critical—" "This is not a request, Doctor," Kraz interrupted, his multiple eyes narrowing. "What we've discovered may change everything we thought we knew about our galaxy's history. It concerns the humans." The words hung in the air, charged with implication. Zara's heart raced. I understand, Admiral. I'll set course for headquarters immediately." As the transmission ended, Zara turned to HFY. "Plot a course for Confederation HQ, maximum speed, and encrypt all our recent findings. If what the Admiral says is true, we need to be prepared for anything." "Course plotted, Dr. Vex. Estimated arrival time: 72 standard hours." As the Starseeker's engines hummed to life, propelling the ship towards its new destination, Zara couldn't shake the feeling that she was on the brink of uncovering a truth that would shake the foundations of galactic society. The myth of humanity had persisted for eons, whispered in the shadows of countless worlds. Now it seemed those whispers were about to become a deafening roar. The journey to Confederation headquarters was tense, filled with speculation and theories. Zara spent hours reviewing her research, searching for any clue that might shed light on the Admiral's cryptic message. Araya, ever diligent, continued to process and analyze data, occasionally offering insights or pointing out potential connections. As they approached the massive space station that served as the seat of galactic government, Zara felt a mix of anticipation and trepidation. The station itself was a marvel of alien engineering, a sprawling construct of gleaming metal and pulsing energy fields that housed representatives from thousands of species. Dr. Vex, Araya's melodious voice, broke the silence. "I've completed the analysis of the artifacts recovered from the Zeta Reticuli system." Zara's antenna twitched with excitement. "And the results are inconclusive," Araya replied, a hint of disappointment in her tone. "However, I've detected an anomaly in the data that doesn't match any known civilization in our records." Zara leaned forward, her bioluminescent skin pulsing with intrigue. "Show me." A new hologram materialized before her, displaying a complex series of symbols and equations. As Zara studied the data, her eyes widened. "Araya, this is extraordinary. These mathematical concepts, the elegance of the formulas, they're far beyond anything we've encountered before." "Indeed, Dr. Vex. The level of scientific understanding required to produce such work is unprecedented." Zara's mind raced with possibilities. Could this be the evidence she'd been searching for? Araya cross-referenced this data with all known legends and myths about humans. Look for any correlations, no matter how small. As Araya processed the request, Zara gazed out at the starfield beyond her viewport. The universe was vast and full of wonders, but the idea that an entire species could simply vanish without a trace had always troubled her. If humans had truly existed, what had become of them? "Analysis complete," Araya announced. "I found several intriguing correlations. The mathematical principles in the artifact align with descriptions of human scientific achievements in multiple legends across different star systems." Zara felt a surge of excitement. This could be it, Araya, the breakthrough we've been waiting for. But before she could delve deeper into the findings, a priority transmission cut through their communication channels. The holographic form of Admiral Kraz, a high-ranking official in the Galactic Confederation, materialized in the center of the room. "Dr. Vex," the Admiral's gravelly voice filled the chamber, "your presence is required immediately at Confederation headquarters. We have a situation that requires your unique expertise." Zara frowned. "Admiral, I'm in the middle of a critical—" "This is not a request, Doctor," Kraz interrupted, his multiple eyes narrowing. "What we've discovered may change everything we thought we knew about our galaxy's history. It concerns the humans." The words hung in the air, charged with implication. Zara's heart raced. I understand, Admiral. I'll set course for headquarters immediately." As the transmission ended, Zara turned to Araya. "Plot a course for Confederation HQ, maximum speed, and encrypt all our recent findings. If what the Admiral says is true, we need to be prepared for anything." Course plotted, Dr. Vex. Estimated arrival time: 72 standard hours. As the Starseeker's engines hummed to life, propelling the ship towards its new destination, Zara couldn't shake the feeling that she was on the brink of uncovering a truth that would shake the foundations of galactic society. The myth of humanity had persisted for eons, whispered in the shadows of countless worlds. Now it seemed those whispers were about to become a deafening roar. The journey to Confederation headquarters was tense, filled with speculation and theories. Zara spent hours reviewing her research, searching for any clue that might shed light on the Admiral's cryptic message. Araya, ever diligent, continued to process and analyze data, occasionally offering insights or pointing out potential connections. As they approached the massive space station that served as the seat of galactic government, Zara felt a mix of anticipation and trepidation. The station itself was a marvel of alien engineering, a sprawling construct of gleaming metal and pulsing energy fields that housed representatives from thousands of species. Upon docking, Zura was immediately escorted to a high-security conference room deep within the station's core. The room was already occupied when she entered, filled with a diverse array of alien dignitaries and military officials. At the center of it all stood Admiral Kraz, his exoskeleton gleaming under the room's harsh lighting. "Dr. Vex," Kraz acknowledged her presence with a nod. "Thank you for coming so quickly. What I'm about to share with you is classified at the highest level. The information in this room does not leave these walls." "Understood." Zara nodded, her antennae quivering with anticipation. Kraz activated a holographic display, and the room darkened. A three-dimensional star map appeared, showing a region of space far beyond the Confederation's borders. 3 standard weeks ago, one of our long-range probes detected an anomaly in this sector. Initial scans were inconclusive, but as we sent more probes, we discovered something extraordinary. The map zoomed in, focusing on a single star system. As the image resolved, Zara gasped. Orbiting a yellow dwarf star was a blue-green planet, teeming with life. But it wasn't the planet itself that caused the room to erupt in murmurs of shock and disbelief. It was the unmistakable signs of an advanced civilization: cities, satellites, and even primitive spacefaring vessels. "This," Kraz said, his voice cutting through the chatter, "is what we believe to be the homeworld of the species known as humans." Zara's mind reeled. But how is this possible? All our legends speak of humans as an ancient, long-lost species. This civilization appears to be thriving, current. A new voice joined the conversation, belonging to a wizened Arcturian scholar. "That, Dr. Vex, is the heart of the mystery. Our initial temporal scans of the planet suggest that this civilization is barely 2 centuries old. Yet the genetic markers we've detected match perfectly with the fragments of human DNA found in ancient ruins across the galaxy." "Are you saying," Zara began, her voice trembling, "that these humans are newborns, a resurgence of an ancient species?" Admiral Kraz's expression darkened. "We don't know. But what we do know is that their rate of technological advancement is unlike anything we've ever seen. In the span of mere decades, they'd gone from primitive combustion engines to the cusp of faster-than-light travel. If they continue at this pace, the implication hung heavy in the air. A species advancing that rapidly could upset the delicate balance of power in the galaxy. "We need to establish contact," Zara said firmly. "If these truly are the humans of legend, we have so much to learn from them. And they from us." The room erupted in debate. Some argued for immediate diplomatic outreach, others for caution and observation. A few even suggested more drastic measures to contain the potential threat. As the arguments raged, Zora's mind wandered to the artifacts she'd discovered, the mathematical formulas that had defied explanation. If those were indeed of human origin, what other wonders might this species possess? Admiral Kraz finally raised a hand, silencing the room. "We've come to a decision. Dr. Vex, given your expertise and your passion for human studies, we're assigning you to lead a first contact mission. You'll take a small team to the edge of their solar system and attempt to establish peaceful communication." Zara's heart soared. This was the opportunity of a lifetime, the culmination of her life's work. But the gravity of the situation wasn't lost on her. The fate of 2 civilizations, perhaps the entire galaxy, could rest on the success of this mission. As the meeting adjourned and preparations began, Zara found a quiet moment to gaze out at the stars. Somewhere out there, a legend was coming to life. Humanity, long thought to be a myth, was about to step onto the galactic stage. And she, Zara Vex, would be there to greet them. The myth had been uncovered. Now, the true adventure was about to begin. First contact and revelations. The Starseeker hummed quietly as it approached the outer reaches of the solar system that housed humanity's homeworld. Dr. Zara Vex stood at the bridge, her bioluminescent skin pulsing with a mix of excitement and apprehension. Around her, a carefully selected team of xenolinguists, diplomats, and scientists from various Confederation species worked tirelessly, preparing for the monumental task ahead. "HFY Status Report," Zara called out. The AI's soothing voice filled the bridge. "We are approaching the orbit of the gas giant designated Jupiter in human astronomical records. No signs of detection or defensive measures from the inner planets yet." Zara nodded, her antenna twitching thoughtfully. "Good. Let's maintain this position for now. Begin passive scans of all communications frequencies. I want to know everything about their current level of technology before we make our presence known." As the team settled into their observation routine, days passed with a flurry of activity. They intercepted and decrypted countless transmissions from Earth, piecing together a picture of human society that was both fascinating and perplexing. Dr. Vex called out Krill, a Setian linguist with flowing tentacles for hair. "You need to see this." Zara glided over to Krill's station, where a holographic display showed a series of human news broadcasts. The images were a chaotic mix of technological marvels and social upheaval. Sleek vehicles that hovered above the ground juxtaposed with scenes of environmental disasters. Gleaming megacities stood in stark contrast to regions ravaged by war. "They're advancing so rapidly," Zora murmured. "But at what cost?" Suddenly, Araya's voice cut through the quiet hum of the bridge. "Alert! I've detected an anomalous energy signature emanating from the third planet." All eyes turned to the main view screen as a massive surge of energy erupted from Earth's surface. A shimmering bubble of translucent energy began to expand, quickly enveloping the entire planet. "By the cosmic veil," whispered Zara. "What is that?" Before anyone could respond, a new transmission cut through their communications array. The view screen flickered, and a face appeared. A human face. The being looked remarkably similar to the ancient depictions they had studied, with 2 eyes, a prominent nose, and a mouth framed by short, dark hair. "Unknown vessel," the human spoke, its voice translated in real time by their systems. "You have entered restricted space. Identify yourself and state your intentions." A hush fell over the bridge. This was it. First contact. Zara took a deep breath and stepped forward. "Greetings, people of Earth. I am Dr. Zara Vex of the Galactic Confederation. We come in peace, seeking to establish diplomatic relations with your species." The human's eyes widened slightly, but their composure remained steady. "Dr. Vex, I am General Area Chen of the United Earth Defense Force. Your arrival is unexpected. We had theorized the existence of extraterrestrial life, but to have it confirmed so suddenly is quite remarkable." Zara couldn't help but smile. "The feeling is mutual, General Chen. Your species has been the subject of myths and legends throughout our galaxy for eons. To discover you not only exist but have advanced so rapidly is nothing short of astounding." General Chen's expression shifted, a mix of confusion and intrigue crossing their features. "Myths and legends. I'm afraid I don't understand. Humanity has only recently begun to venture beyond our own world." This revelation sent a ripple of murmurs through the Starseeker's bridge. Zora's mind raced with implications. "General, if I may, our historical records suggest that an advanced human civilization existed millions of years ago, spreading across the stars before mysteriously vanishing. The mathematical and scientific principles we've discovered in ancient ruins match precisely with your current technology. How do you explain this?" The silence that followed was heavy with tension. General Chen conferred off-screen with unseen advisors before responding. "Dr. Vex, what you're suggesting is, well, it contradicts everything we know about our own history. But given the circumstances, we're open to the possibility that there's much we don't understand about our past or our place in the universe." Zara nodded, her antenna quivering with excitement. "General, I propose an exchange of information. We have much to learn from each other. With your permission, we'd like to send a small delegation to Earth for face-to-face discussions." General Chen considered for a moment. "Agreed, but on neutral ground. We have a space station in lunar orbit. You may dock there, and we'll arrange for a meeting with our top scientists and government officials." As the details were worked out, Zora couldn't shake the feeling that they were on the precipice of uncovering a truth far greater than they had imagined. The mystery of humanity's past, their inexplicable technological leap, and the energy barrier now surrounding Earth. All pieces of a cosmic puzzle waiting to be solved. Hours later, a small shuttle departed from the Starseeker, carrying Zora and a select team towards the lunar station. As they approached, the blue marble of Earth dominated the view, its swirling clouds and gleaming cities a testament to the vibrant life it harbored. The docking procedure was tense but smooth, and as the airlock cycled, Zara found herself face to face with the first humans she had ever seen in person. General Chen was there, along with a diverse group of Earth's leaders and scientific experts. "Welcome to Lunar Station Alpha," General Chen said, extending a hand in what Zara recognized from their cultural briefings as a gesture of greeting. Zara reciprocated, marveling at the warmth of the human skin. The next few hours were a whirlwind of introductions, cultural exchanges, and preliminary discussions. The humans were endlessly curious about the Galactic Confederation, bombarding Zara and her team with questions about alien species, faster-than-light travel, and the structure of galactic society. In turn, the Confederation team was astounded by humanity's resilience and ingenuity. Despite being confined to a single planet, they had made leaps in technology that rivaled or even surpassed some Confederation achievements. As the formal meetings progressed, Dr. Elena Rodriguez, Earth's leading quantum physicist, presented a theory that sent shockwaves through both delegations. "Based on the information you've shared about our supposed ancient civilization," Elena began, her eyes alight with the thrill of discovery, "and our own recent breakthroughs in quantum mechanics, I believe I can offer an explanation that reconciles both our histories." The room fell silent as Elena activated a holographic display. "We recently discovered what we call quantum echoes, traces of alternate timelines that bleed through to our reality. Our research suggests that the universe undergoes cyclical resets on a cosmic scale, where all matter and energy collapse to a singular point before exploding outward again in a new Big Bang." Zara leaned forward, her antenna twitching rapidly. "Are you suggesting that the human civilization we have evidence of was us?" Elena finished. "Or rather, a version of us from a previous universal cycle. The ruins you found, the mathematical principles that match our current work, they're quantum echoes of our own civilization's future, imprinted on the very fabric of space-time." The implications were staggering. It would explain the massive technological leap humanity had experienced, as they were unconsciously rediscovering knowledge from their own future past. "But that doesn't explain everything," General Chen interjected. "The energy barrier we've developed, for instance, it's beyond anything we thought possible even a few years ago." Elena nodded gravely. "That's where things get concerning. Our quantum echo research has detected an anomaly, a disruption in the cyclical pattern. Something is interfering with the natural order of universal renewal." She manipulated the holographic display, showing a model of the universe's expansion and contraction. At a certain point, the model glitched, showing a divergence from the expected pattern. "We believe," Elena continued, her voice hushed, "that in the previous cycle, humanity discovered this cosmic rhythm and attempted to break it, to preserve our civilization beyond the universal reset. The energy barrier isn't just a defensive measure against external threats. It's a prototype, a test run for a technology designed to shield us from the very collapse of reality itself." The room erupted in a cacophony of voices, questions, and exclamations. Zara felt her head spin with the enormity of what she was hearing. If Elena's theory was correct, it meant that humanity wasn't just a rediscovered species. They were unwitting players in a drama that spanned the life and death of universes. As the implications sank in, a new alert blared through the station's communication system. General Chen's face paled as they received the message. "We're detecting massive energy disturbances throughout the galaxy," they announced. their voice tense. Thousands of worlds are reporting gravitational anomalies, spatial rifts, stars going supernova without warning. It's as if the universe is unraveling. Zora finished, a chill running through her bioluminescent skin. The myth of humanity had not just been uncovered, it had exploded into a reality more fantastic and terrifying than anyone could have imagined. As both humanity and the Galactic Confederation grappled with this cosmic revelation, one thing became clear: the true test of their species' ingenuity and cooperation was about to begin. The fate of not just their civilizations, but of reality itself, hung in the balance. In the depths of space, unbeknownst to all, ancient machinery stirred to life, the echoes of a future past reaching out to reshape the present. The game of cosmic chess had begun, and humanity, both past and present, was at the center of it all. Human ingenuity unleashed. The lunar station Alpha buzzed with frantic activity as scientists, diplomats, and military personnel from both Earth and the Galactic Confederation worked tirelessly to understand and address the cosmic crisis unfolding around them. Dr. Zora Vex found herself at the center of it all. Her expertise in xenorchaeology proving invaluable in deciphering the clues left behind by humanity's past-future selves. Dr. Rodriguez, Zora called out, her antenna twitching with excitement. I think I found something in the quantum echo data that correlates with ancient Confederation star charts. Dr. Elena Rodriguez rushed over, her dark eyes wide with curiosity. The two had formed a fast friendship, united by their shared thirst for knowledge and the weight of responsibility on their shoulders. Show me, Elena said, leaning in to examine the holographic display floating above Zora's workstation. The image showed a complex network of energy signatures spanning the galaxy, pulsing in a rhythmic pattern that seemed to correspond with the gravitational anomalies they'd been detecting. It's like a cosmic web, Zora explained, her bioluminescent skin flickering with each word. These energy pathways, they're not random. They're a network, possibly designed to channel and control the universe's fundamental forces. Elena's breath caught in her throat. And if we're right about the cyclical nature of the universe and humanity's attempt to break that cycle, then this network could be the key to understanding how they plan to do it, Zara finished. Their revelation quickly spread through the station, bringing a renewed sense of purpose to the joint Human Confederation efforts. General Chen called an emergency meeting of the top minds from both sides. Ladies, gentlemen, and beings of all designations, Chen began, their voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. Thanks to the brilliant work of Dr. Vex and Dr. Rodriguez, we now have a direction. What we need now is a plan. The room erupted in a flurry of ideas and proposals. Some suggested using the energy barrier technology protecting Earth to stabilize the affected regions of space. Others proposed seeking out the source of the quantum echoes, hoping to find more concrete information about humanity's past actions. Amidst the chaos of voices, a quiet yet firm voice cut through the noise. It belonged to Dr. Aiden Zhao, a prodigy in the field of quantum computing. What if, Aiden began, his eyes gleaming with the fire of inspiration, we don't try to stop this process, but instead attempt to control it? The room fell silent, all eyes turning to the young scientist. Aiden continued, growing more animated with each word. The network Dr. Vex and Dr. Rodriguez discovered isn't just a relic of the past or future. It's a tool, a cosmic computer, if you will, designed to rewrite the very laws of physics. He manipulated the holographic display, expanding the view to encompass the entire known universe. If we can decode the underlying programming of this network and interface with it, we might be able to guide the universal reset process instead of being subjected to it. The implications were staggering. What Aiden proposed wasn't just the preservation of their civilizations, but the potential reshaping of reality itself. General Chen frowned, their brow furrowed in concern. The risks involved in such an endeavor would be immeasurable. One miscalculation, and we could erase ourselves from existence entirely. True, Zara interjected, her antenna quivering with excitement. But consider the alternative. If we do nothing, we face certain annihilation as the universe collapses. At least this way, we have a chance. The debate raged for hours, with passionate arguments on both sides. In the end, the decision was made. They would pursue Aiden's plan, pooling the resources and knowledge of both humanity and the Galactic Confederation in a desperate bid to seize control of their cosmic destiny. The next weeks were a blur of feverish activity. On Earth, massive quantum computers were repurposed to process and analyze the vast amounts of data flowing through the cosmic network. Confederation ships spread throughout the galaxy, using their advanced sensors to map the energy pathways in greater detail. Zara found herself working closely with Aiden, Elena, and a team of the brightest minds from both civilizations. Together, they began to unravel the complex language of the universe itself, a code written in quantum fluctuations and gravitational waves. As they delved deeper into the mysteries of the cosmic computer, they made a startling discovery. The network wasn't just a tool for rewriting physics, it was alive in a sense, evolving and adapting with each universal cycle. It's like the universe has developed a form of consciousness, Elena marveled, staring at the swirling patterns of energy on their main display. And humanity, in all its iterations across time and space, has been in a dialogue with it. Aiden nodded, his fingers flying over his interface as he worked to translate this cosmic language into something they could manipulate. But why us? Why humans specifically? Zara's antenna twitched thoughtfully. Perhaps it's not just humans, but the concept of humanity itself. In all our legends, humans were depicted as adaptable, resilient, constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Maybe that's what the universe needs to evolve. A species unafraid to challenge the very nature of reality. As they worked, the situation in the wider galaxy continued to deteriorate. Reports flooded in of entire star systems vanishing, swallowed by expanding rifts in space-time. The energy barrier around Earth was holding. But for how long? Pressure mounted as both human and Confederation leaders demanded results. The weight of two civilizations, of all civilization, rested on their shoulders. It was in this atmosphere of tension and desperate hope that Aiden made the breakthrough they had all been praying for. "I've done it," he shouted, startling everyone in the lab. "I've cracked the base code. We can communicate with the network directly now." The team huddled around Aiden's station, watching in awe as streams of alien symbols flowed across the screen, translating in real time into recognizable patterns and commands. "This is incredible," Zara breathed, her bioluminescent skin pulsing with excitement. "With this, we can potentially rewrite the fundamental constants of the universe, guide its evolution, or destroy everything in an instant," Elena added soberly. The gravity of the situation settled over them like a heavy shroud. They had unlocked the secrets of creation itself, but wielding such power was a responsibility almost too great to comprehend. General Chen, who had been silently observing, stepped forward. "So, what's our next move? How do we use this to save our civilizations?" Aiden's fingers danced over the keys as he spoke. "We need to establish a stable connection with the core of the network. From there, we can begin to make small adjustments, steering the universe away from collapse and towards a new state of equilibrium." "And where exactly is this core?" Chen pressed. Zara manipulated the galactic display, zooming in on a region of space that pulsed with an intensity far greater than anywhere else. "There, at the heart of the galactic core. That's where all the energy pathways converge." Elena's eyes widened. "But that's one of the most dangerous and unstable regions in the galaxy. The gravitational forces alone would tear any ship apart long before it could reach the core." A hush fell over the room as the enormity of the challenge before them sank in. They had the key to salvation, but the lock was placed in the most inaccessible and deadly location imaginable. It was Zara who broke the silence, her voice filled with determination. "Then we build a ship that can withstand it. We have the combined knowledge and resources of two of the most innovative civilizations in the universe. If anyone can do this, it's us." Her words ignited a spark of hope in the room. Humans and aliens alike nodded in agreement, newfound purpose shining in their eyes. "Dr. Vex is right," General Chen declared. "We've come too far to give up now. I'll coordinate with Confederation leadership to begin pooling our resources. We're going to build a ship capable of reaching the galactic core and interfacing directly with the cosmic network." As the room erupted into a flurry of activity, plans already being drawn up and tasks delegated, Zara felt a mix of terror and exhilaration. They were about to embark on the most ambitious and dangerous mission in the history of any civilization. The next months were a whirlwind of innovation and collaboration. The brightest minds from Earth and the Confederation worked tirelessly, pushing the boundaries of physics and engineering to create a vessel capable of withstanding the extreme conditions at the galactic core. The result was the Cosmic Voyager, a marvel of hybrid technology that combined the best of human ingenuity with the most advanced alien sciences. Its hull was crafted from metamaterials that could adapt to gravitational stresses in real time. Confederation energy shields were augmented with Earth's quantum field technology, creating a bubble of stable spacetime around the ship. At the heart of the Cosmic Voyager was a quantum core designed by Aiden and a team of Confederation engineers, capable of interfacing directly with the cosmic network. This would allow them to make the necessary adjustments to the universe's fundamental constants, hopefully steering reality away from collapse and towards a new era of stability. As the day of launch approached, a palpable tension filled the air. The fate of not just their civilizations, but of all existence rested on the success of this mission. Zara, Elena, and Aiden stood before the assembled leaders of Earth and the Confederation, presenting their final briefing. "Once we reach the galactic core," Zara explained, her antenna twitching with a mix of nervousness and excitement, "we'll have a narrow window to establish connection with the cosmic network and implement our changes." Elena continued, "We've run countless simulations, fine-tuning our approach to minimize the risks. But we have to be prepared for the unexpected. We're dealing with forces beyond our full comprehension." Aiden nodded solemnly. "If we succeed, we'll usher in a new age of cosmic stability, where our civilizations can flourish without the threat of universal collapse hanging over us. If we fail..." He didn't need to finish the sentence. Everyone knew the stakes. As the briefing concluded, General Chen stepped forward, addressing the crew selected for this monumental mission. "You carry with you the hopes and dreams of two great civilizations, of all civilization. Your courage and dedication in the face of such overwhelming odds is nothing short of inspirational. Go forth and know that every being in this galaxy stands with you." The launch day arrived, and as the Cosmic Voyager prepared to depart, Zara found herself gazing out at the stars. So much had changed since she first set out to uncover the myth of humanity. Now she stood at the precipice of either humanity's greatest triumph or its final chapter. With a deep breath, she turned to her crewmates, a mix of humans and aliens united in purpose. "Ready?" Their determined nods were all the answer she needed. As the Cosmic Voyager's engines roared to life, propelling them towards their date with destiny, Zara couldn't help but feel a sense of awe. Human ingenuity, combined with the collective wisdom of the galaxy, had brought them this far. Now it was time to see if it could carry them, and all of existence, into a bold new future. The ship accelerated, leaving behind the familiar confines of the solar system. Ahead lay the heart of the galaxy, and with it, the key to reshaping the very fabric of reality. The ultimate test of human ingenuity was about to begin. The galactic threat emerges. The Cosmic Voyager streaked through the vast emptiness of space, its revolutionary engines propelling it towards the galactic core at speeds that defied conventional physics. Inside, the joint Human Confederation crew worked tirelessly, monitoring the ship's systems and fine-tuning their approach to the cosmic network's core. Dr. Zara Vex stood at the main viewport, her bioluminescent skin pulsing with a mix of anxiety and excitement as she watched the stars blur past. Dr. Elena Rodriguez approached, holding 2 steaming cups of a beverage that the humans called coffee, a stimulant that Zora had grown quite fond of during their collaboration. "Trouble sleeping?" Elena asked, handing one of the cups to Zora. Zora's antenna twitched in amusement. "Do any of us sleep these days?" They shared a knowing smile. Sleep had become a luxury as they raced against time to save the universe. "Dr. Vex, Dr. Rodriguez," Araya's voice came through the ship's communication system. "We're detecting an anomaly in subspace. You might want to see this." The 2 scientists hurried to the bridge, where Aiden and the rest of the command crew were already gathered around the main holographic display. The image showed a swirling vortex of energy, pulsing with an otherworldly light. "What are we looking at?" asked Captain Kira Tillich, a veteran Confederation officer. Aiden's fingers danced over the controls, bringing up additional data. "It appears to be a rupture in the fabric of space-time. Unlike anything we've encountered before, it's growing." As they watched, the vortex expanded, tendrils of energy reaching out like grasping fingers. Alarms blared as the ship's sensors detected similar anomalies forming throughout the surrounding space. "Evasive maneuvers," Captain Tillich barked. The helmsman responded immediately, guiding the cosmic Voyager through a series of complex turns to avoid the encroaching anomalies. "This doesn't make sense," Elena muttered, her brow furrowed in concentration as she analyzed the incoming data. "These ruptures, they're not random. There's a pattern to their formation." Zara leaned in, her antenna quivering as she studied the display. "You're right. It's almost as if they're being directed," Aiden finished, his voice hushed with realization. A heavy silence fell over the bridge as the implications sank in. They weren't just dealing with a naturally occurring phenomenon. Something, or someone, was actively interfering with the fabric of reality. Captain Tillich's voice cut through the tension. "Theories can wait. Right now, we need to focus on getting through this alive. Shields at maximum. Divert all non-essential power to the drive systems." The cosmic Voyager surged forward, its advanced hull shimmering as it adapted to the stress of navigating the treacherous space. For hours, they weaved through a maze of expanding rifts and swirling vortices, each near miss a testament to the crew's skill and the ship's revolutionary design. As they finally emerged into a relatively calm region of space, a new alert sounded. "Incoming transmission," the communications officer announced. It's coming from the center of the anomalies." "On screen," Tillich ordered, tension evident in their voice. The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a sight that sent shockwaves through the entire crew. The being that appeared was undeniably human in basic form, but altered in ways that defied comprehension. Its body seemed to shift and flow, as if not entirely bound by physical laws. "Greetings, travelers," the entity spoke, its voice resonating with an otherworldly timbre. "We've been expecting you." Zara stepped forward, her scientific curiosity overriding her initial shock. "Who? What are you?" The entity's form rippled, a semblance of a smile playing across its fluid features. "We are what you might become. Humans who have transcended the limitations of physical form and linear time. We are the guardians of the cosmic cycle." Elena joined Zora, her eyes wide with a mix of wonder and apprehension. "You're the ones who created the network, who've been trying to break the universal reset." "Created?" The entity laughed, the sound sending shivers through everyone on the bridge. "No, dear ancestors, we didn't create the network. We became it." The revelation hit like a physical blow. These beings weren't just advanced humans. They were the very manifestation of humanity's ultimate potential, merged with the fundamental forces of the universe itself. "But why?" Aiden asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "Why try to break the cycle? Why risk the collapse of all reality?" The entity's form swirled, images of countless worlds and civilizations flickering across its surface. The cycle is a cage, a limitation imposed by a universe that fears true evolution. We seek to break free, to ascend beyond the constraints of repeating existence. Captain Tillich, ever practical, cut to the heart of the matter. And the anomalies, the rifts threatening to tear our galaxy apart. A necessary step in the ascension process, the entity replied, its tone devoid of remorse. The old must be unmade for the new to emerge. Your journey here was always part of the plan, a final test to prove humanity's worthiness to join us in transcendence. The implications of the entity's words sank in, filling the bridge with a sense of dread. They hadn't been racing to save the universe. They had been unknowing pawns in a game played by beings so far beyond them that their very existence was incomprehensible. Zara's mind raced, trying to reconcile everything they had learned about the cosmic network with this new information. But the quantum echoes, the evidence of past cycles. Breadcrumbs, the entity said, its form rippling with what might have been amusement, planted to guide you here, to this moment of choice. Choice? Elena asked, a tremor in her voice. The entity's form expanded, filling the view screen with a vision of reality reshaped. Stars burned with impossible colors, planets formed and crumbled in the blink of an eye, and beings of pure energy danced through the cosmic void. Join us, the entity intoned. Shed your physical forms and become one with the universe itself. Help us break the cycle and usher in a new era of existence, unbound by the laws of physics or the constraints of time. The offer hung in the air, tantalizing and terrifying in equal measure. The crew of the Cosmic Voyager found themselves at a crossroads that would determine not just their fate, but the fate of all reality. Captain Tillich was the first to break the stunned silence. And if we refuse? The entity's form darkened, swirling with ominous energy. Then you will be unmade, along with the rest of this limited existence. The ascension cannot be stopped. The only choice is whether you will be part of the new order or consigned to oblivion. As the gravity of the situation settled over them, Zara felt a surge of defiance rising within her. This wasn't right. The very idea of forcing such a monumental change upon the entire universe, of erasing countless civilizations and untold billions of lives, went against everything she believed in as a scientist and a sentient being. No, she said, her voice steady and resolute. We won't be part of this. What you're proposing isn't evolution, it's annihilation. Elena nodded, standing firmly beside her alien colleague. Our diversity, our physical forms, our struggles and triumphs, these are what make us who we are. We won't sacrifice that, or the right of every being in the universe to choose their own path. The entity's form roiled with barely contained fury. You short-sighted fools. You cannot comprehend the glory of what we offer. If you will not join us willingly, then you will be the first to be unmade. The view screen went dark, and immediately alarms blared throughout the ship. The anomalies surrounding them began to pulse with malevolent energy, closing in on the Cosmic Voyager like the jaws of some cosmic predator. Evasive maneuvers, Captain Tillich shouted. Get us out of here. As the ship darted and weaved through the encroaching rifts, Aiden worked furiously at his console. I think I can use our quantum core to disrupt the anomalies. Buy us some time. Do it, Zara and Elena said in unison. As the ship darted and weaved through the encroaching rifts, Aiden worked furiously at his console. I think I can use our quantum core to disrupt the anomalies. Buy us some time. Do it, Zara and Elena said in unison. Aiden activated the ship's quantum core, sending pulses of carefully calibrated energy into the surrounding space. The anomalies flickered and wavered, their advance momentarily halted. It's working, Elena breathed, but it won't hold for long. We need a plan. Zara's antenna twitched rapidly as her mind raced. The network. If these entities are part of it, then maybe we can use it against them. How? Captain Tillich asked, gripping the arms of their command chair as the ship shuddered under the strain of the spatial distortions. We originally came here to stabilize the universe, Zora explained, her words tumbling out rapidly. What if instead of trying to break the cycle, we reinforce it? Use the network to strengthen the fundamental constants, make reality more resistant to their tampering. Aiden's eyes lit up with understanding. It could work, but we'd need to get to the core, to the heart of the network itself. Elena pointed to a spot on the galactic map, a region pulsing with intense energy. There. That has to be it. Captain Tilek nodded grimly. Helm, set a course. Full power to engines and shields. We're going in. The cosmic Voyager surged forward, plunging deeper into the maelstrom of warping spacetime. The entities, realizing their plan, redoubled their efforts to stop them. Reality itself seemed to bend and twist around the ship, threatening to tear it apart. Inside, the crew worked with desperate intensity. Zara, Elena, and Aiden huddled around the quantum core, fine-tuning its output to counter the entity's attacks while simultaneously preparing it to interface with the cosmic network. As they neared the core, a massive rift opened directly in their path, a swirling vortex of unmaking that threatened to swallow them whole. We can't go around it, the helmsman shouted. There's no clear path. Captain Tilek's voice rang out, clear and determined. Then we go through it. All power to shields. Brace for impact. The cosmic Voyager plunged into the heart of the rift. For a moment that seemed to stretch into eternity, the ship was everywhere and nowhere, its very atoms threatening to unravel. Then, with a flash of blinding light, they burst through the other side. Before them lay the core of the cosmic network, a pulsing sphere of pure energy that dwarfed suns. We're in position, Captain Tilek announced. Whatever you're going to do it now. Zara, Elena, and Aiden shared a look of determination. This was it, the moment that would decide the fate of all existence. With a nod, they activated the quantum core, sending a carefully crafted sequence of commands into the heart of the network. The response was immediate and overwhelming. The core flared with impossible brightness, waves of energy radiating outward in all directions. The ship's systems overloaded, plunging them into darkness. As emergency power flickered on, they looked out at a transformed space. The rifts and anomalies were gone, replaced by a star field of breathtaking beauty and stability. Did it work? Elena asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Aiden checked his readings, a smile of disbelief spreading across his face. It did. The fundamental constants have been reinforced. The cycle is stable. A chorus of cheers erupted on the bridge, the crew celebrating their narrow victory. But Zara's antenna twitched with unease. And the entities, as if in answer, the view screen came to life one final time. The entity appeared, its form no longer fluid but crystallizing into a more recognizably human shape. You've won this round, ancestors, it said, its voice tinged with a mixture of anger and grudging respect. The cycle continues, and with it, the slow path of natural evolution. But know this, we will try again. In the next cycle, or the one after that, the call of transcendence cannot be silenced forever. With that, the entity vanished, leaving behind a universe forever changed by the encounter. As the cosmic Voyager began its long journey home, Zara gazed out at the stars, her mind whirling with the implications of all they had experienced. They had saved reality as they knew it, but at what cost? And what challenges would the future hold? One thing was certain, the myth of humanity had been shattered and reforged. No longer were humans merely legends. They were now known as the species that had faced down gods and chosen their own path. The true power of humanity had been unveiled, not in transcendence, but in the courage to remain true to their essence in the face of cosmic temptation. As Zara shared a tired but triumphant smile with her human colleagues, she knew that this was just the beginning. A new chapter in galactic history had been written, and humanity would play a central role in shaping the story to come. Humanity's stand and triumph. The cosmic Voyager limped back towards Earth, its revolutionary systems strained to their limits by the epic confrontation at the galaxy's core. Inside, the crew, a mix of humans and aliens united by their shared experience, worked tirelessly to keep the ship operational for the long journey home. Dr. Zara Vex stood at her usual spot by the viewport, her bioluminescent skin pulsing with a mix of emotions: relief, exhaustion, and a lingering sense of awe at what they had accomplished. Dr. Elena Rodriguez joined her, dark circles under her eyes testament to the sleepless nights they'd endured. "I still can't quite believe we did it," Elena murmured, her gaze fixed on the star-streaked vista before them. Zara's antenna twitched in agreement. "We saved the universe, for now." Their moment of quiet reflection was interrupted by Aiden's excited voice over the intercom. "Everyone to the bridge, now. You need to see this." As they rushed to respond, Captain Tilek was already there. Their multiple eyes widened in surprise at the holographic display before them. "Report," Tilek demanded as Zara and Elena entered. Aiden's fingers danced over the controls, expanding the holographic image. "We're picking up massive changes throughout the galaxy. Look at this." The display showed a time-lapse of galactic events since their confrontation with the entities. Stars that had been on the verge of premature collapse were stabilizing. Spatial rifts that had threatened entire systems were sealing themselves. And most remarkably, on countless worlds, bursts of technological and cultural advancement were blooming like flowers after a long winter. "It's as if," Elena began, her scientific mind racing to comprehend the data, "as if reinforcing the cosmic constants didn't just save the universe," Zara finished, her antenna quivering with excitement. "It optimized it." Captain Tilek leaned forward, their voice hushed with awe. "We didn't just prevent destruction. We've ushered in a new golden age for the entire galaxy." As they watched, the holographic display zoomed in on Earth and the surrounding systems. The changes were even more pronounced here. The energy barrier that had once protected Earth was now pulsing with a new kind of power, reaching out to nearby planets and moons, accelerating their terraforming processes. "Mars, Venus," Elena gasped, watching as the barren worlds began to transform, their atmospheres shifting towards habitability at an unprecedented rate. Aiden pulled up another set of data, his eyes wide with disbelief. "It's not just our solar system. I'm detecting similar phenomena throughout the Confederation space and beyond. Worlds that were once thought uninhabitable are blossoming with life." The implications were staggering. In their effort to save reality from the entity's forced transcendence, they had inadvertently unlocked the universe's own evolutionary potential. As the cosmic Voyager finally approached Earth, they were met with a sight that took their breath away. The planet was surrounded by a flurry of activity. New orbital stations, fleets of ships unlike anything they had seen before, and at the center of it all, a massive structure that seemed to pulse with the same energy as the cosmic network. "Welcome back, Cosmic Voyager," a familiar voice crackled over the comms. It was General Chen, but there was a new tone to their voice, a mixture of pride, excitement, and urgency. "You've been gone for 6 months. A lot has changed." The crew exchanged shocked glances. 6 months. To them, it had felt like mere weeks since their departure. As they docked with the new central station, dubbed Nexus 1 by the flight controller, they were greeted by a delegation of human and Confederation leaders. The atmosphere was electric with a sense of purpose and unity that transcended species boundaries. General Chen, looking both older and more energized than when they had left, embraced each of them in turn. "You did it. You really did it. And in doing so, you've changed everything." Over the next few hours, in a debriefing that felt more like a celebration, the crew of the Cosmic Voyager learned the full extent of what their actions had set in motion. The reinforcement of the cosmic constants had done more than just stabilize the universe. It had unleashed a wave of accelerated evolution and innovation across the galaxy. Species that had been on the brink of extinction were flourishing. Worlds once thought dead were teeming with new forms of life. and the boundaries between organic life and technology were blurring in ways that promised to revolutionize their understanding of consciousness itself. But it hasn't all been smooth sailing. General Chen cautioned, their expression growing serious. The entities you encountered, we've been dealing with echoes of them. Elena leaned forward, her scientific curiosity piqued. Echoes? What do you mean? A holographic display sprang to life, showing pockets of space where reality seemed to warp and twist. We've detected anomalies, areas where the laws of physics don't quite apply. And in some of these zones, we found remnants. The display shifted, showing beings that looked like fragmented versions of the entities they had faced. These creatures existed in a state between physical and energy forms, their very presence causing disruptions in the fabric of space-time. They're like antibodies, Zora mused, her antenna twitching thoughtfully. The leftover defenses of the old system, still trying to force transcendence even as the rest of the universe evolves naturally. Aiden nodded, his mind already racing with possibilities. We could use the principles we discovered to create containment fields, maybe even find a way to reintegrate them into the new cosmic order. General Chen smiled, a glimmer of pride in their eyes. We were hoping you'd say that. Because we're going to need you, all of you, for what comes next. The general went on to explain that in the wake of the changes brought about by their mission, a new galactic initiative had been formed. The Cosmic Accord, as it was called, was a joint effort between humanity, the Confederation, and newly emerged species across the galaxy. Its purpose? To shepherd this new era of accelerated evolution, to explore the farthest reaches of their transformed universe, and to stand guard against any resurgence of the forces that had threatened to unmake reality. We want you to lead the first official mission of the Cosmic Accord, General Chen announced. Your experiences, your unique blend of skills and perspectives, make you the perfect team to face whatever wonders and challenges await us out there. The crew of the Cosmic Voyager exchanged glances, a mix of excitement and trepidation passing between them. They had just returned from a mission that had pushed them to their limits, that had forced them to confront the very nature of reality itself. And now, they were being asked to go back out there, to be the vanguard of a new age of galactic exploration and cooperation. Zara was the first to speak, her bioluminescent skin pulsing with determination. The entities told us that transcendence was inevitable, that breaking the cycle was the only path forward. We proved them wrong. We showed that there's power and beauty in our physical forms, in the slow dance of natural evolution. I, for one, am eager to see where that dance leads us next. Elena nodded, a fire in her eyes that matched Zora's enthusiasm. We've been given a second chance, not just humanity, but every species in the galaxy. It's our responsibility to make the most of it, to explore this new frontier with open minds and open hearts. Aiden grinned, already mentally designing upgrades for their quantum systems. Think of the discoveries waiting to be made, the new forms of life and technology we'll encounter. How could we possibly say no? One by one, the rest of the crew voiced their agreement. Captain Tillich was the last to speak, their multiple eyes scanning each face before them. It won't be easy. We'll be facing unknown dangers, venturing into realms of space and science that no one has ever explored before. But I can't think of a crew I'd rather have by my side. Count me in. General Chen beamed, clearly pleased by their response. Excellent. We'll begin preparations immediately. The Cosmic Voyager will be upgraded with the latest technology derived from your discoveries. You'll have a new mission profile, an expanded crew complement, and the full support of the Cosmic Accord behind you. As the meeting adjourned and the crew dispersed to begin their preparations, Zara found herself once again drawn to the viewport. But this time, instead of the endless void of space, she gazed upon a vibrant Earth, surrounded by the bustling activity of a species taking its first true steps into a larger universe. Elena joined her, a contemplative smile on her face. You know, when I first heard the legends of humanity's ancient past, I never imagined it would lead to this. We set out to uncover a myth, and instead, we wrote a new chapter in the story of the cosmos. Zara's antenna twitched in agreement. And to think, this is just the beginning. We've unlocked the true potential of not just humanity, but of all life in the galaxy. Who knows what wonders await us out there? As they stood there, watching the birth of a new era, both scientists felt a profound sense of purpose. The myth of humanity had been more than uncovered. It had been transformed. Humans were no longer legendary figures from a distant past, but pioneers of a bright and boundless future. The entities had offered transcendence, a chance to become one with the cosmic forces that shaped reality. But humanity, in its wisdom and its stubborn attachment to physical form, had chosen a different path. They had chosen to remain part of the grand tapestry of life, to evolve alongside countless other species, to face the challenges and wonders of the universe with open eyes and questing spirits. As preparations for their new mission kicked into high gear, Zara, Alina, and the rest of the Cosmic Voyager's crew knew that they stood at the threshold of something truly remarkable. They had faced down the end of all things and emerged victorious. Now, they would lead the charge into a future limited only by their imagination and their will to explore. The stars beckoned, brighter and more numerous than ever before. New worlds waited to be discovered, new civilizations to be contacted, and new mysteries to be unraveled. And at the heart of it all was humanity, no longer a myth, but a living, breathing force for change and growth in the cosmic order. As the Cosmic Voyager prepared for its next launch, emblazoned with the new insignia of the Cosmic Accord, there was a palpable sense of anticipation and hope. They had proven that the true power of humanity lay not in godlike transcendence, but in the very qualities that made them human: curiosity, adaptability, empathy, and an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. The myth had been uncovered, the truth revealed, and now, the real adventure was about to begin. Humanity, standing tall alongside their galactic neighbors, was ready to write the next chapter in the greatest story ever told, the endless, ever-evolving saga of life in the cosmos. As the Cosmic Voyager lifted off, carrying with it the hopes and dreams of countless beings across the galaxy, one thing was certain: the universe would never be the same again, and humanity, once thought to be nothing more than a legend, would be at the forefront of this grand cosmic journey, their true power finally unveiled for all to see.